Atlanta, Georgia, October 19th, 2024. Diana Mitchell stands in the bodies exhibition at the Georgia World Congress Center and feels something she hasn't felt in 25 years. Recognition. Not the good kind. The kind that makes your blood run cold. The kind that makes you question your sanity even as every cell in your body screams that you're right. The kind that tells you the son you've been searching for since 1999 is standing right in front of you, plastinated, preserved, on display for $20 admission. But we need to go back. We need to understand how Diana got here. How a mother's 25-year search ends in a science museum. How a missing person case becomes a fight against an industry built on stolen bodies. This is that story. Before we continue, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to hear my story. If you're comfortable, let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is where you are. Now, let me tell you what happened to Diana Mitchell and her son Marcus. October 15th, 1999. Marcus Mitchell is 19 years old, freshman at Morehouse College, 6'2", basketball player, bright smile with a gold crown on his upper left molar that he saved 3 months of work-study money to get. His mother said it was a waste. Marcus said it made him look cool. Marcus walks out of the Morehouse library at 8 in the evening. He's supposed to meet someone. He doesn't tell his mother who, just says he'll be home by midnight. He never comes home. 3 days later, his car is found in the parking lot of Grady Memorial Hospital. Keys in the ignition, wallet on the passenger seat, cell phone in the cup holder. Everything there except Marcus. Diana files a missing person report. Atlanta Police Department opens an investigation. They interview Marcus's friends, his professors, his basketball teammates. Everyone says the same thing. Marcus was happy, excited about college, had big plans, would never just leave. The police investigate for 6 weeks. They check hospitals, homeless shelters, bus stations. Nothing. No leads, no witnesses, no body. After 6 weeks, the case goes cold. The detective tells Diana that Marcus probably ran away, that young men sometimes get overwhelmed by college and just disappear, that he'll probably come home when he's ready. Diana knows better. A mother knows. Marcus wouldn't just leave. Something happened to him. She never stops looking. For 25 years, Diana searches. She plasters Atlanta with missing person posters every year on Marcus's birthday. She hires private investigators she can't afford. She joins missing person support groups. She prays every Sunday at Greater Mount Zion Baptist Church. She keeps Marcus's bedroom exactly as he left it. His Morehouse jersey on the wall. His baby shoes in the shadow box. His high school basketball trophy gathering dust. People tell her to move on, to accept that Marcus is gone, to live her life, to let go. She can't. She won't. A mother doesn't give up on her child. Diana is 52 years old now. Works as a nurse at Emory Hospital. Lives in a small apartment in southwest Atlanta. Raised her granddaughter Jasmine alone after Jasmine's mother, Marcus's girlfriend, died when Jasmine was 2 years old. Jasmine is 18 now, never met her father. Only knows him through photos and Diana stories. But Jasmine looks exactly like Marcus. Same eyes, same smile, same stubborn determination. It's Jasmine who asked Diana to go to the bodies exhibition. "Grandma, please," Jasmine says, tugging on her arm, her eyes bright with academic curiosity. "It's educational. I'm pre-med. I need to see real human anatomy." Diana doesn't want to. The idea of looking at dead bodies makes her stomach turn. After spending 25 years searching for her dead son, the last thing she wants is to see corpses on display. But Jasmine is persistent, and Diana has never been able to say no to that face. Marcus's face. Okay, Diana finally agrees, letting out a slow breath she didn't realize she was holding. "But if I get uncomfortable, we leave immediately." "Deal." Jasmine grins, relief flooding her face. They buy tickets on Saturday morning. $60 for two. The exhibition is packed. Families with children, school groups, medical students, tourists. Everyone here to see real human bodies preserved through plastination. Diana holds Jasmine's hand even though Jasmine is 18. Force of habit. The need to protect. The fear of losing someone else. They enter the first exhibition hall. the circulatory system, a full human body, skin removed, every vein and artery visible in red and blue, preserved, displayed, real human tissue, real organs. Diana feels sick. These are real people. Her voice is a strained whisper. Anonymous donors. Jasmine reads from the educational placard, her brow furrowed in concentration. They donated their bodies to science. This is for education. Diana stares at the body. Someone's father, someone's son, someone's husband. And here he is, sectioned and displayed for entertainment disguised as education. They move through the exhibits. Respiratory system, digestive system, nervous system. Each one a real human being reduced to an anatomical lesson. Diana keeps her eyes down most of the time, focuses on Jasmine's excited explanations about muscle groups and organ systems. Tries not to think about the fact that these were people who had lives and families and dreams. They reach the skeletal muscular system section. Bodies posed in athletic positions. A runner mid-stride. A gymnast in a backflip. A basketball player jumping for a shot. Look at this one. Grandma. Jasmine pulls Diana toward the basketball player specimen. The body is posed mid-jump. Right arm extended upward, reaching for an invisible basketball. Left arm bent. Legs in athletic stance. Muscles exposed in layers of red and brown, preserved tissue. Internal, organs visible through the sectioned torso. Face partially plastinated. Some tissue preserved. Some bone visible. Jaw exposed, showing teeth. Diana starts to turn away. She's seen enough. She wants to leave. Then she sees something. The right ankle. Silver metal visible where the tissue is sectioned away. Surgical hardware. 2 titanium pins. Screws. Diana stops moving. Stares. Marcus had pins in his ankle. Basketball injury his freshman year at Morehouse. She remembers sitting in the Grady Hospital surgery waiting room for 6 hours. Remembers the doctor showing her the x-rays. Remembers Marcus limping for months after. But lots of athletes have surgical pins. Thousands of people have ankle injuries. It doesn't mean anything. Diana forces herself to look away, but her eyes catch on something else. The left leg. The femur is exposed, sectioned to show bone structure. There's a line in the bone, an old fracture, healed but visible. Marcus broke his leg when he was 12. Compound fracture. Fell off the monkey bars at the playground. Emergency surgery. 8 weeks in a cast. Diana's heart is pounding now. Her hands are shaking. She tells herself she's being ridiculous. Lots of people break their legs. This is just coincidence. But she can't stop looking. Her eyes move to the spine. The lower back. She counts the vertebrae. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The placard says typical human spine, 5 lumbar vertebrae. This specimen has 6. Marcus had 6. Congenital abnormality. His doctor found it during a sports physical when he was 13. Said it was rare. Made Marcus more flexible. Probably helped him play basketball. Diana's vision is tunneling. She grabs a display, railing to keep from falling. 3 distinctive markers. Ankle pins. Leg fracture. Extra vertebrae. What are the odds? She looks at the head. Forces herself to look at the face. The plastinated tissue. The exposed jaw. The visible teeth. Upper left molar. Gold crown. Marcus got that crown his sophomore year at Morehouse. Thought it looked cool. Diana said it was a waste of money. He got it anyway with his work-study paycheck. The crown is right there. Gold gleaming under the museum lights. For distinctive markers. For things that match her son. Jasmine. Diana's voice comes out as a whisper. Baby, look at this. What? Jasmine looks up, pulled from her pre-med fascination by the strange tone in her grandmother's voice. Diana points at the ankle with a shaking hand. The pins. See them? Jasmine looks. Yeah, surgical hardware. Someone had an injury. Your father had pins in his ankle. Diana's voice is low, intense. Basketball injury. Freshman year. Jasmine's eyes widen. Grandma. And the leg. Look at the bone. That fracture line. Your father broke his leg when he was 12. Lots of people break their legs. Jasmine's voice wavers. Count the spine bones. The lower back. Jasmine counts slowly. Her face goes pale. There's 6. Your father had 6. Congenital abnormality. The doctor said it was rare. Diana points at the gold tooth. Her finger is trembling so badly she can barely hold it steady. And that crown, he got it sophomore year. I have pictures at home of him smiling with that exact tooth. They stand there in silence, both staring at the specimen. Neither want to say what they're both thinking. It can't be him, Jasmine finally says, shaking her head as if to clear the thought. These are anonymous donors from China or somewhere. This is a science exhibit. I know. Diana's voice cracks and she clutches the railing tighter. But what if? Grandma, you've been looking for him for 25 years. You see him everywhere. Remember last year at the grocery store? You thought that man was him. Diana remembers. She followed a stranger through Kroger for 20 minutes before realizing it wasn't Marcus. She's done it dozens of times over the years. Chased ghosts, seen her son's face in crowds. Been wrong every single time. This is the same thing, Jasmine says gently, placing a hand on Diana's trembling arm. You want it to be him so badly that you're seeing what you want to see. Diana looks at the specimen again. The pins, the fracture, the vertebrae, the tooth, 4 markers, all matching. What are the odds that's coincidence? I need to ask someone, Diana says, her voice hardening with sudden cold resolve. She approaches a museum staff member. Young white woman, early 20s, wearing a polo shirt with the body's exhibition logo. Excuse me, I have a question about one of the specimens. The staff member smiles brightly, folding her hands professionally. Of course. What can I help you with? The basketball player in the skeletal muscular section. Do you have any information about who donated that body? The smile falters slightly. All our donors are anonymous, ma'am. That's standard practice to protect privacy. But you must have records. Where they came from. How they were sourced. That information isn't available to visitors. Her tone becomes clipped, practiced. Diana's voice is shaking now. I think that might be my son. The words hang in the air, heavy and impossible. The staff member's expression shifts. Uncomfortable pity. The look you give someone who's clearly unstable. Ma'am, I understand this can be emotional, but these specimens come from certified medical suppliers. They're all verified donors who sign legal documents. My son went missing 25 years ago. That body has surgical pins that match his ankle injury, a broken bone that matches his leg fracture, an extra vertebrae that matches his spine abnormality, and a gold tooth crown that... Ma'am, the staff member's voice is firmer now, professional. She takes a small step back. I really can't help you with this. But if you're feeling overwhelmed, we have a quiet room where you can sit down. I'm not overwhelmed. Diana's voice rises, attracting glances from nearby visitors. I'm telling you that specimen is my son. People are starting to stare. Other visitors. Other staff members. Phones coming out. Recording. Ma'am, I'm gonna call my supervisor. The staffer reaches for a walkie-talkie on her belt. A manager arrives within minutes. White man, 40s. Name tag says Brian, exhibition manager. He has the expression of someone dealing with a problem that needs to be contained. What seems to be the issue? He addresses the staff member, not Diana. This woman thinks one of the specimens is her missing son. Brian turns to Diana with practiced professional concern. Ma'am, I understand exhibition can bring up strong emotions for some visitors. I'm not having an emotional reaction. Diana plants her feet, refusing to be moved. I'm looking at my son's body on display in your museum. All of our specimens are ethically sourced from verified donors in Asia. They signed legal documents donating their bodies to science and education. My son didn't donate his body. He was 19 years old. He disappeared from Atlanta in October 1999. And that specimen has 4 unique medical identifiers that match his records. Brian's professional concern is hardening into annoyance. Ma'am, you're making serious accusations without evidence. If you continue to disrupt the exhibition, I'll have to ask security to escort you out. I'm not disrupting anything. I'm asking you to check your records on where that body came from. We don't share donor information. Privacy laws. I'm sorry, but you need to leave now. I paid to be here. I have a right to. Brian signals to security. Two large men in uniform approach, both looking at Diana like she's a problem that needs removing. Ma'am, let's go, one guard says, his voice flat and bored. I'm not leaving until someone tells me where that body came from. You're disturbing other guests. You need to leave the premises. The guards grab Diana's arms. Firm, not gentle. Diana tries to pull away, but their grip tightens. Don't touch my grandmother, Jasmine shouts, stepping between Diana and the guard. Both of you, out! Now, they escort Diana and Jasmine through the exhibition, past the staring crowds, past the families with children, past the school groups. Everyone watching, everyone filming. Diana can see the phones pointed at her. A crazy black woman causing a scene. That's what they see. That's what the videos will show. Outside, Diana is shaking with rage, with humiliation, with grief that's been building for 25 years and has nowhere to go. They threw us out like we were criminals, Jasmine says, her voice thick with anger and unshed tears. She kicks at the pavement. Diana stares back at the convention center, at the building where her son is on display. That's Marcus in there. I know it is. Then we prove it. We find a lawyer. We make them test it. How? They won't even listen to me. Diana wraps her arms around herself, suddenly cold in the October air. Jasmine pulls out her phone. We find someone who will. Her fingers fly across the screen, her jaw set with Marcus's same stubborn determination. Diana goes home and doesn't sleep. She pulls out boxes from her closet. 25 years of searching. Every document, every photo, every piece of Marcus's medical history. X-rays from the ankle surgery, the hardware visible, 2 titanium pins, screws, exact placement documented, X-rays from the broken leg, the fracture pattern, the surgical repair, all documented. Medical report from his sports physical at age 13. 6 lumbar vertebrae noted, doctor's signature, official letterhead, photos of Marcus smiling, the gold crown visible on his upper left molar, dozens of photos, everyone showing that tooth. Diana spreads it all out on her dining room table, stares at the evidence for distinctive markers, all documented, all visible in that specimen. It's him. She knows it's him. But how does she prove it? Monday morning, Diana starts calling attorneys. She finds numbers online. Civil rights lawyers, personal injury lawyers, anyone who might take a case against a museum. Most won't take her call. The ones who do think she's delusional. You think a museum specimen is your son based on similar injuries? One lawyer asks, his voice dripping with skepticism. Ma'am, thousands of people have surgical pins in their ankles, but not with all 4 markers matching. The pins and the fracture and the vertebrae in the tooth. I'm sorry, we can't help you. Click. Call after call. Rejection after rejection. Lawyers who don't believe her. Lawyers who think she's wasting their time. Lawyers who are polite but firm. We can't take this case. 15 calls. 15 rejections. On Tuesday afternoon, Diana tries one more number. Angela Brooks, civil rights attorney in Atlanta, takes cases other lawyers won't touch. Diana doesn't have much hope left, but she makes the call, her hand cramping from gripping the phone. Brooks' law office, a crisp, no-nonsense voice answers. Hi, my name is Diana Mitchell. I need help with a case involving the body's exhibition. Hold on. Let me transfer you to Miss Brooks. There's a brief click, then a new voice. Strong. Direct. This is Angela Brooks. You're calling about the body's exhibition. Yes. Diana rushes the words out, closing her eyes, bracing for the hang-up. I know this sounds crazy, but I think one of their specimens is my son who went missing 25 years ago. Diana waits for the dismissal, the polite refusal, the click of the phone hanging up. Instead, Angela says, "Tell me everything." Diana hears the sound of the pen scratching on a legal pad. Diana does. The disappearance in 1999. The cold case. The 25 years of searching. Visiting the exhibition with Jasmine, seeing the specimen, the 4 markers, being thrown out. Angela listens, actually listens, takes notes, asks questions. Send me everything you have. Marcus's medical records, photos, the police reports, everything. I want to review it before I commit to anything. But Diana, Angela pauses and Diana holds her breath. If what you're telling me is true, this isn't just about your son. This is about an entire industry that traffics in human bodies. Can you help me? Diana's voice is barely a whisper. Send me the documents. Give me 48 hours. I'll call you back. Diana emails everything that night, scans every document, every photo, every piece of evidence she has. Angela calls back Thursday morning. I reviewed everything. The probability of all 4 markers matching by coincidence is extremely low, less than 1 in 10,000. This warrants investigation. What do? We file an emergency petition for injunction. Stop the exhibition from leaving Atlanta. Demand DNA testing of the specimen. But Diana, I need you to understand this is going to be hard. Museums don't let people DNA test their specimens just because someone thinks they recognize medical markers. We're going to face pushback, intense pushback. I don't care. Diana stands up, pacing her small living room. That's my son. I want him home. Then let's fight. Angela files a petition Friday morning. Emergency motion in Fulton County Superior Court requesting immediate injunction to prevent Body's exhibition from leaving Atlanta, demanding court-ordered DNA testing a specimen identified as athletic male specimen 7, basketball player pose. The exhibition company's response is immediate and aggressive. 5 attorneys file an opposition motion by end of day Friday, arguing Diana has no standing, no evidence, no basis for disrupting a legitimate educational exhibition. The hearing is scheduled for Monday. Diana barely sleeps all weekend, practices what she'll say in court, goes over the medical records again and again, prays at church Sunday morning, begs God for strength. Monday morning, Fulton County Superior Court, Judge Patricia Morrison presiding. Diana sits next to Angela in the courtroom. Across the aisle, 5 attorneys in expensive suits representing Body's Exhibition Incorporated. Lead counsel is Richard Whitmore, white man 60s, with silver hair and a voice that drips condescension. Judge Morrison reviews a petition. Miss Brooks, you're asking this court to halt a major scientific exhibition and authorize DNA testing of a specimen based on similar medical markers? Yes, Your Honor. My client has identified 4 distinct markers that match her missing son's documented medical history. Whitmore stands. Your Honor, this is absurd. Miss Mitchell is a grieving mother who's been searching for her son for 25 years. We sympathize with her pain, but she cannot disrupt a legitimate educational exhibition based on wishful thinking and coincidental similarities. Wishful thinking? Angela's voice sharpens. She rises slowly to her feet. My client has x-rays matching the specimen surgical hardware, medical documentation of a rare spinal abnormality, photographic evidence of distinctive dental work. These are not coincidences. They are exactly coincidences. Whitmore shoots back. Thousands of athletes have ankle pins. Thousands of children break their legs. 10% of the population has 6 lumbar vertebrae, and gold dental crowns are common. None of these markers are unique. The cumulative probability is not speculation. It's evidence. Whitmore smiles thinly and turns to Judge Morrison. Your Honor, Miss Mitchell looked at a plastinated specimen, which is disturbing for anyone, and in her grief-stricken state, convinced herself it's her son. This happens. Grief makes people see patterns that aren't there. We cannot allow every person who lost someone to demand DNA testing of museum specimens. Diana can't stay silent. She stands up. That is my son. Miss Mitchell, Judge Morrison says firmly, her eyes narrowing over her glasses. Sit down. You didn't see it. The pins are in the exact same placement as his x-rays. The fracture pattern is identical. Miss Mitchell, sit down now, or I'll hold you in contempt. Diana sits, tears streaming down her face. Angela puts a hand on her arm. Whitmore continues, smoothing his tie. Our specimens are ethically sourced from certified medical suppliers. All donors sign legal documents. We have extensive paperwork proving provenance and proper consent. Can we see that paperwork? Angela asks, her voice dangerously quiet. It's confidential. Donor privacy laws. How convenient. Judge Morrison looks tired. She rubs the bridge of her nose. Miss Brooks, do you have any evidence beyond similarities in medical history? Any documentation linking the specific specimen to your client's son? The 4 markers collectively create a distinctive profile but no direct evidence, no chain of custody, no documentation. That's why we need DNA testing, Your Honor. One test will definitively prove or disprove the connection. Whitmore stands again. Your Honor, DNA testing would require destroying part of the specimen. These bodies are preserved for educational purposes, serving thousands of students and researchers. We cannot allow them to be damaged every time someone thinks they recognize a broken bone or a dental crown. We would only need a small tissue sample. The answer is no. Whitmore's voice is final. These specimens are not evidence in random missing person cases. They are educational tools purchased legally from licensed suppliers. Miss Mitchell's grief does not override our property rights. Judge Morrison makes her decision. Diana can see it in her face before she speaks. The judge straightens a stack of papers on her bench. I'm denying the petition. Miss Mitchell, I understand your pain. I cannot imagine searching for a child for 25 years. But you haven't provided sufficient evidence to justify halting the exhibition or mandating invasive DNA testing. The similarities you've identified, while notable, are not unique enough to overcome the legal protections afforded to educational institutions. The gavel falls. Diana can't breathe. Jasmine is crying next to her. Angela is gathering papers, her jaw tight with frustration. Whitmore and his team stand. One of the younger attorneys looks at Diana and smirks. She hears him whisper to a colleague as they walk past. Grief makes people crazy. Outside the courthouse, reporters are waiting. Someone tipped them off. Cameras, microphones, questions shouted from every direction. Miss Mitchell, do you still believe the specimen is your son? Why do you think the judge ruled against you? Are you planning to appeal? Diana can't speak, can't process. She lost. Angela pulls her through the crowd, gets her into a car, drives her home in silence. That night, the story goes viral. Not the way Diana hoped. Local news headline: Woman claims museum body is missing son. Judge calls claims insufficient. The story spreads. Social media picks it up. And the comments are brutal. She's just looking for a payout. Trying to sue the museum for money. Grief is tragic, but this is delusional. She needs therapy, not a lawyer. Every missing kid's mom is going to claim museum bodies now. This is ridiculous. How disrespectful to the actual donor. Someone donated their body to science, and this woman is harassing them. Diana reads every comment, every cruel word, every person calling her crazy, calling her a liar, calling her a gold digger looking for settlement money. Jasmine finds her at 2 a.m, still scrolling through comments. Grandma, stop. Jasmine gently takes the phone from Diana's hands. Don't read that garbage. They think I'm insane. You're not. I saw those markers too. I believe you. Then why doesn't anyone else? Because the system is rigged against people like us. Against black women who demand to be heard. But we're not giving up. Diana looks at her granddaughter, Marcus's daughter, who never got to know her father, who deserves to know what happened to him. No, Diana says, her voice small but firm. We're not giving up. The next day, Diana makes a decision. If the courts won't help her, she'll find another way. She takes $3,000 out of her savings account, every penny she has saved, calls a private investigator, Raymond Torres, former Atlanta PD detective, runs a small PI firm in East Atlanta, takes cases the police won't touch. I'll be honest with you, Mrs. Mitchell, Torres says, leaning back in his creaking office chair. This is a long shot. Museums are tight-lipped about their sources, but I'll see what I can dig up. Torres starts investigating Bodies Exhibition Incorporated, their corporate structure, their suppliers, where they source specimens. He finds the company's history. Founded in 2005 by Dr. Roy Glover, former medical school professor, claims all bodies come from verified donors in China and other Asian countries. But there have been controversies. In 2008, allegations surfaced that some bodies came from executed Chinese prisoners. Bodies Exhibition denied it, settled out of court, records sealed. Torres keeps digging, finds the name of their primary U.S. supplier, Millennium Anatomical Services, based in Scottsdale, Arizona. Owner, David Schubert. Licensed anatomical broker since 1994. Torres calls Diana. Schubert's company supplies bodies to medical schools and exhibitions. He's licensed and legally operating. But here's what's interesting. In 2003, there was an investigation. Allegations he was obtaining bodies without proper consent. Nothing was proven. Case dropped for lack of evidence. Can you talk to him? I can try. Torres sounds grim. Torres flies to Arizona. Shows up at Millennium Anatomical Services unannounced. Schubert agrees to meet, probably assuming Torres is a potential client. I supply ethically sourced specimens. Schubert says he's in his 70s now. Silver hair. Expensive suit. He offers Torres a curt smile. Everything is properly documented and legal. Where you source them? Various suppliers. Medical schools with donated bodies. International brokers in China and Eastern Europe. Morgues with unclaimed remains. Unclaimed remains? If a body goes unclaimed for 90 days in the United States, it becomes property of the state. States sell unclaimed bodies to anatomical suppliers. It's perfectly legal. Did you have contracts with Georgia morgues in the late 90s? Schubert's expression shifts. Suspicion replaces friendliness. Why are you asking? I'm investigating a case. A young man who went missing from Atlanta in 1999. His body may have been improperly classified as unclaimed. This conversation is over. Schubert stands so abruptly his chair scrapes the floor. Get out. I'm just asking questions. You're making accusations. My business is legal. Everybody I've ever handled was properly sourced. Schubert finally meets Torres's gaze, his eyes cold. Now leave before I call security. Torres is escorted out, but he got what he needed. Schubert did business with Georgia morgues in the late 90s, including Grady Hospital. Marcus's car was found at Grady Hospital. Torres calls Diana. We might have a connection. Schubert supplied bodies from Grady in the late 90s. But we need more. We need proof. Diana feels hope for the first time since the court hearing. A connection, a lead, something. But how do they prove it? Angela has an idea. We can't win in court yet, but we can win in public opinion. We need media attention. Real media. Investigative journalism. Diana is reluctant. Social media already destroyed her. But Angela insists. We need someone who will actually investigate. Someone with resources and credibility. Not just local news. National investigative reporters. Angela contacts journalists. Most ignore the pitch. But one responds. Shayla Morrison, investigative reporter for ProPublica. Specializes in body trafficking and organ donation scandals. Morrison drives to Atlanta. Interviews Diana. Reviews every medical record. Visits the Bodies Exhibition herself. She sees Specimen 7, the basketball player. She photographs the titanium pins, the fractured femur, counts the lumbar vertebrae, sees the gold crown. This warrants investigation, Morrison tells Diana, closing her notebook with a snap. Give me 4 weeks. Morrison digs deep. She investigates Bodies Exhibition suppliers, their history, their controversies. She contacts families of other people whose bodies were supposed to go to medical schools, but ended up in for-profit exhibitions. She finds 8 families. 8 people who donated bodies to science and later discovered their relatives were being displayed in traveling exhibitions. Bodies they never consented to having shown publicly. Morrison's article publishes 6 weeks later. Front page of ProPublica's website. The Bodies Exhibition. How corpses become commerce. The article is devastating. Detailed investigation into the body trafficking industry. How bodies donated for medical education end up in for-profit exhibitions. How consent is murky at best. fabricated at worst. How companies exploit legal loopholes to source bodies without proper documentation. And prominently featured Diana Mitchell's story, photos of Marcus, his medical records, side-by-side comparison images showing the specimen's markers matching Marcus's documented injuries. Morrison writes, while Diana Mitchell cannot definitively prove the specimen is her son without DNA testing, which Bodies Exhibition has refused, the cumulative probability of 4 unique medical markers matching is estimated at less than 1 in 10,000. Exhibition officials have denied testing, citing donor privacy concerns and property rights. But these donors are supposed to be anonymous volunteers. Why the resistance to verification? What are they hiding? The article goes viral, legitimately viral, shared millions of times. National news picks it up. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, everyone covering the story. Public opinion shifts dramatically. Twitter erupts. If they have nothing to hide, why won't they do the DNA test? This woman has been searching for her son for 25 years. Give her answers. I'm never going to a Bodies Exhibition until they prove ethical sourcing. How many other anonymous donors are actually missing people? The exhibition company's stock drops. Ticket sales plummet. Multiple venues cancel upcoming shows. Bodies Exhibition Incorporated releases a statement. We stand by our ethical sourcing practices. Miss Mitchell's claims remain unsubstantiated. We will not destroy valuable educational specimens to placate unfounded accusations. But the pressure keeps mounting. A Georgia senator calls for federal investigation. The Atlanta district attorney announces a review of the case. Multiple families come forward claiming their relatives' bodies might be in exhibitions without consent. The company is panicking. 2 weeks after the ProPublica article, Atlanta Police Department cold case unit reopens Marcus Mitchell's missing person file. Not because they want to, because political and media pressure forces them to. Detective James Burke assigned to the case. White man, 50s. 2 decades in missing persons. He reviews the original 1999 investigation file. He calls Diana. Mrs. Mitchell, I'd like to ask you some questions about your son's disappearance. They meet at a coffee shop. Burke brings a file. It's thin. Too thin for a case involving a missing college student. The original investigation lasted 6 weeks. Burke says, stirring his coffee without looking at it. After that, it was classified as a voluntary missing person. That's why it went cold. My son didn't leave voluntarily. I believe you. Looking at this file, there are gaps. Things that should have been checked, but weren't. Like what? Diana leans forward, her heart hammering. Like the morgue. Your son's car was found at Grady Hospital, but there's no record of anyone checking Grady's morgue to see if an unidentified body came in around that time. Diana's heart stops. You didn't check the morgue? I wasn't on this case originally. But no, the lead detective didn't. When a person is reported missing, we don't automatically cross-check John does in morgues unless there's reason to believe the person is deceased. Marcus was young, healthy, had no indication of suicidal ideation or high-risk behavior. The assumption was he left voluntarily. Even though his car was at a hospital, Burke looks uncomfortable. It should have been checked. That was an oversight. Check it now. Diana's voice is ice. Burke contacts Grady Hospital's records department. Requests all unidentified or unclaimed bodies processed through their morgue in October 1999. The records are archived. Paper files stored offsite. It takes 3 weeks to retrieve them. Diana waits. 3 weeks of barely sleeping, barely eating. Just waiting. Burke calls on a Wednesday afternoon. Diana knows from his voice that he found something. Mrs. Mitchell, he says, his voice low and heavy. We need to meet in person. They meet at the police station. Burke has a file, much thicker than before. We found something. October 18th, 1999. A John Doe brought to Grady Morgue. Black male, approximately 19 to 21 years old. Found in an alley behind the hospital. Cause of death, blunt force trauma to the head. Diana can't breathe. Marcus? We don't know that yet. But the timing matches. The location matches. And here's what's significant. The body was held for 90 days as required by law. No one came to claim it. No one identified it. After 90 days, the body was released. Released where? Burke slides a document across the table. Chain of custody form. December 4th, 1999. Released to Millennium Anatomical Services. David Schubert's company. Diana stares at the document. The same company that supplies Body's exhibition. The same company Torres investigated. The body that was in Grady's morgue went to Schubert. Diana says, her voice numb. Yes. And Schubert supplies Body's exhibition. Yes. So that specimen could be Marcus. It's possible. But Mrs. Mitchell, there's something else you need to know. Burke pulls out another document. The morgue supervisor who signed off on releasing the body was a man named Bernard Hayes. He worked at GR Audi from 1995 to 2003. He was fired in 2003 following an internal investigation. What kind of investigation? Allegations he was taking payments from body brokers. That he was falsifying paperwork to release bodies that weren't actually unclaimed. The investigation found evidence he improperly released at least 15 bodies. But Hayes died in 2012. We can't question him. Diana processes this. A corrupt morgue supervisor selling bodies, including possibly Marcus's body. So my son was murdered. His body ended up at Grady. This Hayes person classified him as unclaimed even though we filed a missing person report. Then Hayes sold Marcus's body to Schubert. That's what it looks like. But proving it is complicated. Hayes is dead. Schubert claims he acted in good faith. They trusted the paperwork Hayes provided. The people who work with Hayes are mostly dead, retired, or claiming they don't remember. What about the person who killed Marcus? That's an open investigation now. We're looking at cold cases from 1999. Unsolved homicides. Similar MO. But Mrs. Mitchell, I need you to understand. It's been 25 years. Most of the evidence is gone. Witnesses' memories are unreliable. This is going to be very difficult to solve. But you're trying. Yes, we're trying. Diana feels something crack inside her. 25 years. 25 years of not knowing. And now she knows. Marcus was killed. His body was stolen, sold, displayed for profit. And the people responsible are mostly dead or protected by legal immunity. There has to be something, Diana says, some way to make them pay for what they did. Criminal charges are unlikely, but you have another option. Civil lawsuit. Diana calls Angela. Can we sue them? All of them? All of them. Angela says, her voice like flint. Millennium for trafficking. Body's exhibition for displaying stolen remains. Grady Hospital for inadequate oversight that allowed Hayes to operate. We go after everyone. Will we win? I don't know, but we'll make them answer for what they did in open court. That's something. With the police findings, Angela files a new emergency petition, this time with Detective Burke's investigation attached. Chain of custody documents. Evidence of a connection between Grady, Hayes, Schubert, and Body's exhibition. Judge Morrison reviews the new evidence. Her expression is different this time. Less skeptical, more disturbed. Miss Brooks, this is significantly different from your original petition. I'm authorizing DNA testing. Body's exhibition's attorneys object. Appeal. Lose. The court orders DNA sampling from Specimen 7. The company complies under protest. A small tissue sample is extracted, sent to a forensic lab along with Diana's DNA and DNA extracted from Marcus's baby teeth that Diana saved. The wait is agony. 2 weeks for processing. 2 weeks where Diana can't sleep, can't eat, can barely function. Jasmine stays home from college, holds Diana's hand. They wait together. Angela calls on a Tuesday morning. Diana answers before the first ring finishes. Diana. Angela's voice is thick with emotion Diana can't place. I just got the results. And Diana grips the edge of the kitchen counter, her knuckles white. It's a match. 99.97% certainty. That specimen is Marcus. Diana drops the phone, falls to her knees. Jasmine is screaming, crying, grabbing her. 25 years. 25 years of searching, of not knowing, of hoping and praying and wondering. And now she knows. Marcus has been dead since October 1999. While she was putting up posters, he was being plastinated. While she was begging police to keep looking, he was being shipped to museums. While she was keeping his room exactly as he left it, he was on display for tourists. Her baby, her son, Specimen 7. Diana screams, a sound of pure anguish. 25 years of grief pouring out in one moment. Jasmine holds her. We found him, Grandma. We finally found him. He was there the whole time. All those years. He was right there and nobody knew. The news breaks within hours. National headlines. DNA confirms museum specimen is missing man. Mother's 25-year search ends at body's exhibition. Marcus Mitchell identified after quarter century as Specimen 7. Bodies Exhibition Incorporated releases a carefully worded statement. We are shocked and saddened by these findings. We purchased the specimen in good faith from a licensed supplier who provided documentation of legal sourcing. We had no knowledge of any impropriety. We express our deepest condolences to the Mitchell family and will cooperate fully with all investigations. But Diana doesn't want condolences. She wants justice. Angela files a massive civil lawsuit. Fulton County Superior Court. Defendants, Bodies Exhibition Incorporated, Millennium Anatomical Services, David Schubert, Grady Memorial Hospital, estate of Bernard Hayes, deceased. Claims wrongful death, illegal trafficking of human remains, negligent supervision, intentional infliction of emotional distress, violation of Georgia's disposition of dead bodies law. Damages sought $25 million. The defendants hire expensive law firms immediately. File motions to dismiss. Claim immunity. Claim good faith. Claim statute of limitations. Judge Morrison denies most motions. This case is going to trial. Discovery begins. The discovery process is brutal. Depositions. Document requests. Each defendant pointing fingers at everyone else. Bodies Exhibition. We trusted our supplier. We had no way to verify every specimen's origin. Millennium Schubert. I relied on official paperwork from Grady Hospital. Bernard Hayes defrauded everyone, not just the Mitchells. Grady Hospital. Hayes was a rogue employee who violated our policies. We terminated him when we discovered his misconduct. Estate of Hayes. Our client is deceased and cannot defend himself. Any claims against him are speculative. No one accepting responsibility. Everyone claiming ignorance. Diana sits through every deposition. Watches these people in expensive suits explain why they're not responsible for what happened to her son. Why it's not their fault Marcus was displayed like an artifact for a decade. David Schubert's deposition is particularly enraging. Angela questions him. Mr. Schubert, how much did you pay for the body you received from Grady Hospital in December 1999? I don't recall the exact amount. He stares at a point on the wall just past Angela's head. Records show $800. Does that refresh your memory? If the records indicate that, then yes. And how much did you sell that body to Bodies Exhibition for? I don't recall. $7,000. Does that refresh your memory? Schubert's jaw tightens. That's standard industry markup. We process the specimens. Prepare them for educational use. Handle shipping. You made over $6,000 profit from Marcus Mitchell's stolen body. I didn't know it was stolen. I relied on documentation from Grady Hospital. Did you ever verify that documentation? Cross-check it with missing person reports? That's not my responsibility. That's law enforcement's job. So you take no responsibility for trafficking a murdered teenager's body? I provided a legal service based on official government documentation. Schubert finally meets Angela's gaze, his eyes cold. If someone in that chain lied to me, that's not my fault. Diana watches him. This man who profited from her son's body, who feels no remorse, no guilt, just anger at being questioned. The trial is scheduled for March 2025, for months away. But Diana knows something the defendants don't. She's not fighting for money. She's fighting for accountability, for truth, for every family who's lost someone to this industry. and she's not fighting alone anymore. Marcus's body is finally released from the exhibition. DNA evidence removed his anonymity. He can no longer be displayed as an anonymous educational specimen. Diana arranges a proper funeral, 25 years late. But finally, Marcus is coming home. The service at Greater Mount Zion Baptist Church is packed. Standing room only. Marcus's friends from Morehouse, his basketball teammates who never forgot him, church members who prayed for him for 25 years, reporters documenting the end of this nightmare. Jasmine speaks at the funeral. She stands at the pulpit holding a photo of Marcus. I never met my father. My entire life he's been a ghost. A name, a story my grandmother told me, a face in photographs. She never stopped looking for him, never gave up hope. And because she fought when everyone told her to quit, because she refused to accept dismissal and doubt and humiliation, I finally get to say goodbye to him. Diana stands at Marcus's casket. It's open casket. The funeral home did their best to restore him after years of plastination. They reconstructed what they could, made him look like himself again. But Diana can see the scars, the places where tissue was removed, where he was sectioned for display, where they cut into him to show anatomy. I'm sorry, Diana whispers to her son, reaching out to touch the cold wood of the casket. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. I'm sorry it took me so long to find you. But I promise you, baby, they will answer for what they did. I won't stop fighting until they do. The burial is at Southview Cemetery. Marcus is laid to rest next to Diana's husband, Marcus's father, who died in 2006, never knowing what happened to his son. The gravestone reads, Marcus James Mitchell, June 12, 1980. October 15, 1999. Beloved son, father, friend. Lost for 25 years. Found by a mother who never stopped looking. Rest now, baby. You're finally home. 2 weeks after the funeral, Diana sits in Angela's office reviewing trial preparation documents. The defendants are pushing for settlement talks, Angela says, sliding a folder across her desk. How much? $2 million total. Split between all defendants. Grady would pay $1 million. Bodies exhibition, $800,000. Millennium, $200,000. Hayes' estate, nothing. And in exchange, non-disclosure agreement. Angela taps the clause on the paper in front of them. You can't talk about the case publicly. Can't do media interviews. Can't advocate for reform. You take the money and disappear quietly. Diana doesn't have to think about it. No, her voice is flat, absolute. You could use that money. Jasmine's education. A house. Financial security. I don't want their money. Diana pushes the folder back across the desk. I want them to admit what they did. In open court. Under oath. I want the world to know they displayed my son for profit and didn't care enough to verify if he was stolen. Angela smiles. It's the first real smile Diana has seen from her. Then we go to trial. What are our chances? Honestly, 50-50. Juries are unpredictable. The defendants have good lawyers who will argue they acted in good faith. Even if we win, appeals could drag on for years. You might never see a verdict. I don't care. They need to answer for what they did. Then let's make them. The lawsuit proceeds. Discovery continues. Both sides prepare for trial. The date is set. March 10th, 2025. But the investigation into Marcus's actual murder is stalling. Detective Burke calls Diana with bad news. We've hit dead ends. The evidence from 1999 is mostly gone. The alley where Marcus was found has been redeveloped. Any physical evidence is long destroyed. We've interviewed people who knew Marcus back then, but no one remembers anything useful. What about suspects? We have theories. Marcus's phone records from that night show calls to a number registered to Derek Hayes. Hayes? Like Bernard Hayes from the morgue? His son. Derek Hayes was Marcus's roommate at Morehouse. They had a falling out over money. Marcus loaned Derek $1,500 for tuition. Derek couldn't pay it back. They argued about it the week Marcus disappeared. So Derek killed him? Maybe, but Derek denies it. Says he and Marcus made up. That Marcus told him not to worry about the money. Derek has an alibi for that night. He was at a fraternity party with dozens of witnesses. What if Derek's lying? What if he called his father Bernard to help cover up a murder? That's our theory too. Bernard worked at Grady's morgue. He would have known how to dispose of a body. And we know Bernard was corrupt. He was selling bodies illegally. But both Derek and Bernard are denying everything. We don't have physical evidence linking either of them to Marcus's death. So no one gets charged? Not yet. The investigation is ongoing. But Diana, Burke's voice softens. You need to prepare for the possibility that we might never solve Marcus's murder. Too much time has passed. Diana feels a familiar rage building. Marcus was murdered. His body was stolen and sold. And no one might ever pay for it criminally. What about the civil lawsuit? Diana asks, can we at least win that? I hope so, but that's out of my hands. The story has grown beyond Diana now. Other families have come forward. People whose loved ones donated bodies to science and later found them in traveling exhibitions. People who discovered their relatives' bodies were sold without consent. Diana starts a Facebook group, Justice for Marcus Mitchell and All Stolen Bodies. It grows to 50,000 members in weeks. Families sharing stories. Activists demanding reform. Medical ethicists calling for regulation of the body donation industry. Diana becomes the face of a movement she never wanted to lead. But someone has to. Someone has to speak for the people who can't speak for themselves. The trial date approaches. Diana prepares her testimony, reviews documents, meets with Angela Daly. Whatever happens, Angela tells her, placing a hand over Diana's on the conference table. You've already won something important. You found Marcus. You brought him home. You expose an industry that exploits the dead. That matters. But if we lose the trial, then we appeal. And if we lose the appeal, we keep fighting. This isn't just about money, Diana. This is about accountability. And you've already forced them to acknowledge what they did. Diana knows Angela is right, but she still wants the trial. Still wants to see these people on the stand. Under oath, forced to explain themselves. She wants justice. The story ends here. Not with a verdict. Not with arrests. Not with closure. Because that's not how justice works for people like Diana. For black mothers who lose their sons and spend 25 years searching. For families whose loved ones are stolen and commodified. Sometimes you don't get justice. Sometimes you just get truth. And truth is something. Diana stands outside the Closed Bodies exhibition in downtown Atlanta. The building is dark. Empty. The touring company canceled their Atlanta shows permanently after Marcus was identified. A handwritten sign on the door. Exhibition postponed pending investigation. Diana takes a photo, posts it to the Facebook group. They close the show, but the fight isn't over. Trial starts March 10th, 2025. I'll be there every day. I won't stop until everybody in every exhibition is properly identified and every family gets the answers they deserve. Marcus's case opened the door. Now we walk through it together. The post gets thousands of comments within hours. People sharing their own stories. People offering support. People demanding change. Diana closes her phone, slips it back into her purse, looks at the darkened exhibition center one more time. I kept my promise, baby, she whispers to Marcus. I found you. I brought you home. And I'm making sure they answer for what they did. This isn't over. She walks away. The trial is in 4 months. The fight continues. But Diana isn't fighting alone anymore. And that matters. That's justice. Not the justice she wanted, but the justice she's building. One case, one family, one truth at a time. Marcus Mitchell was lost for 25 years. But he's not lost anymore. He's home. He's buried with dignity. He's remembered. His story is told. And his mother never stopped fighting. That's the story.